stranger to the dark. Hide away, they say, 'cause we don't want your broken parts. I've learned to be ashamed of all my scars. Run away, they say, no one will love you as you are. But I won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us, for we are glorious. When the sharpest words wanna cut me down, I'm gonna send the blood, gonna drown them out. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come.
This is an important announcement about autism.
For Autism Awareness Week 2018, we've produced a short documentary to help you to become more aware and to help us to integrate into school life and society in general. We want to share our points of view. What we don't want to do is to present the same facts that have been regurgitated by awareness videos over and over. Our film consists of 10 things we want to share with you that more or less covers all of us at HQ. Now, I know what you may be thinking. With all of these issues, how can I care for someone with autism? Some of us don't have the words to explain, but their difficulties and experiences are important too, like my friend Aaron. And he does feel and he does learn, and there is a point to him being at school. So, for the sake of this film, my words are also his. They are not about statistics. We simply have 5 things we wish you knew about us and 5 things you can do to help someone with autism.
Point 1. Someone in my class said that all children are the same, whereas we're not. And you may think because we have autism or, say, ADHD, we act or function completely the same to other people, but whereas we don't.
I don't like it when people say you don't look autistic.
Just think, oh, they're just skiving out of lessons, as we're not. Sometimes we do need to leave early because,
Like me, some people have a problem with stairs. They're afraid of misstepping or tumbling down or people barging into you.
people think we don't look autistic. You may think we look normal on the outside, but trust me, we are very different on the inside.
That's true, Spencer.
Our brains work in very different ways. We act very differently from most normal people.
Yes, we do, Spencer.
And we are all very capable of living our own lives. Sometimes we don't really know what to do in social situations. It's because we haven't really prepared for it.
It's very hard.
Maybe
Yes.
too hard. And what goes and makes it worse is when people just laugh at us.
Looks can be deceiving. It isn't the actual physical looks of us that gives off if we're autistic. It's usually to identify physically if we're autistic. We usually tend to fiddle a lot.
Point 2. Point 2, which should really be point 1, is that we are not disabled.
No, we are definitely not disabled.
It's true that we may not be able to function well or capable to do most things, but that doesn't mean that we can't be included in different activities.
I used to find it difficult to get ready for PE. I found it very difficult because of my germ phobia. Now, you might think, what? What's germ phobia got to do with changing for PE? Well, there is actually a link. There was the shoes in the same bag as the other things. And I thought, oh, that's going right through me. I'm not doing that. And I got put in time out for it. I got really stressed, basically. A coping strategy, which was separate bags for separate clothes. There was one bag for shirt, one bag for trousers or shorts, and the other bag for trainers. And that really helped me.
Point 3.
We sometimes don't act appropriately to situations. So please don't think of us as stupid, uncool, ignorant, and don't leave us out, most importantly, because we do care, like especially in PE, because that happens all the time. Then we're forced to get paid up with other kids from HQ. We need variety in our team and stuff. So if that's good with you, we need variety. We're not as awesome. We don't have amazing emotions, and not all of us are the same, which people seem to paint us as. So
I find it hard to know when to stop and stop walking, stop talking, and sometimes I don't even know where I'm walking to.
Point 4.
I have trouble sometimes showing our emotions. I have problems showing whether I'm miserable or not. I usually have people saying to me I am always miserable when I'm not.
We usually don't understand your emotion. We usually won't act appropriately simply because we don't understand the emotion to use in a given situation. It's not that we don't care, it's that we don't know how to react. It's not that we don't feel emotion, it's we don't know how you are feeling.
And finally, point 5.
You're getting so hard.
It's confusing.
It's correct, Spencer, that's correct.
And guessing is confusing. It is hard because teachers always tell us what not to do, and they should be telling us what to do, not just what we're not supposed to be doing.
We are not broken. We don't need fixing. We don't need meditation. We don't need a transplant. And we certainly don't need you to find a cure. We just need you to like, love, and accept us as this is who we are.
Tip 1. I am doing tip 1 called be patient. For kids like us, we take a lot longer to answer questions and do tasks. This is because we think about it in a lot more detail than most people. People with autism and especially Asperger's distortions. We also sometimes we can sound like we're speaking in a foreign language. So please make sure to say what you're saying very clearly. So that way we won't be afraid that you're upset with us. Tip 2.
It's about recipes. Now, recipes help us do difficult things in the correct order and also help us do those things you find stressful and or challenging. You can do a recipe for anything. So, for example, you can do a recipe for going off to lessons, a recipe for brushing your hair, a recipe for brushing your teeth even. Another coping strategy I had was a recipe. It's on the wall in the reflection room, and it really helped me. It showed me what order to do my changing in and where to put my clothes after I've taken them off. That really helped me, that did.
Tip 3.
I always have to plan for everything, otherwise I get really stressed and mess it all up.
I'm anxious when unexpected changes happen, like when we go to lessons and we have new supply teachers and new classrooms that we haven't been to before, and it really makes me nervous as well. Plus when we make new friends.
Please let us know when things are being changed in lessons so we can prepare for it. Could you just let us know?
I have a germ phobia, which means I get anxious about things being either visually filthy or full of germs, or sometimes both. Speaking of phobia, while I'm on the subject of phobia, I also have a phobia of feathers. It all started with a pillow. When I was little, I was in my bedroom, and I was sitting on the carpet, and there was a pillow on the carpet as well, and there was this massive feather, about, don't know how big it was exactly, but it was quite big, and it flapped like this. Every 5 seconds it flapped. I didn't have a timer, so I don't know if it was every 5 seconds, but I'm assuming it was every 4 or 5 seconds it flapped. So although I didn't look freaked out, I was actually quite scared.
Don't make fun of his fears, they are very real.
That's right, Spencer. That's right.
Well, I have a severe germ phobia, but Brenda, the HQ cleaner, keeps HQ spotless.
Tip 4.
Autistic children like myself usually like talking about things they are either interested in or know a lot about. For instance, I like to talk about ants, pretty much anything about ants. I recommend you find out what they are interested in. For instance, I'm interested in ants, and I like to talk about ants. And if you talk about the things that we are interested in, we will know where the conversation is going.
Now, I'm absolutely obsessed with Henry Hoover, and that's somewhat related to my germ phobia, because, well, Hoovers make things clean, don't they? Well, visually clean, anyway. Sometimes think my obsession with Henry is a disadvantage, but sometimes I think is an advantage.
Tip 5, the last one. Don't get frustrated with us when we don't, look at you or make eye contact with you while we're speaking to you. We find it most easier to concentrate on the words we're saying if we just look away from you.
That's right, Spencer. That's right.
Okay, I get things wrong, but help me to get them right.
This is an important announcement for the teachers. Please read our pen profiles and find out who we are. Thank you.
Besides that, Breaking on Us is pretty much perfect.
The last thing we'd like to share with you is that if you've met someone with autism, you have only met one person with autism. It doesn't help us at all when we hear people say they're a little bit autistic or we all have a little bit of autism in us. That is absolutely untrue. It makes it sound as if we could change if we wanted to, but we can't. We wouldn't want to anyway. We're happy with who we are. Autism is much, much more than just this film. If someone you know has autism, get to know how their disorder affects them. I think we can speak for all of us at HQ when I say we just want to be understood. And I think that's what autism awareness is all about.
Hey, Spence.
Yeah.
Without a HQ, school wouldn't be as good, because HQ is the best place ever.
The end.